Soul Simmers. My name is Darth Jeswick and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be building a horse ranch using only 2 packs and the base game. The other pack that I'm using is cats and dogs because the tester sims I made for this house have a cat and a dog. If you don't have cats and dogs, the only items I used from that pack were the auto feeders and litter box, so you won't be missing anything major like appliances or furniture. The shell of the home and floor plan are already done, but I wanted to add a fireplace in the living room and master bedroom, so I'm creating a fake chimney on the left side of the house. I'm using a dark toned wood for the siding, so I went with a gray stone chimney. Something I like to do with chimneys is remove the floor between the 2 levels, so it looks more realistic. This is going to be a 3-bedroom and 2-bathroom farmhouse, so we have enough room to accommodate the whole family and give each of the kids their own rooms. We got 2 new fireplaces from the Horse Ranch expansion pack, and I'll be using both of them. The stone fireplace was perfect for the living room, as it takes up more space. Although I wasn't able to fit in a television because I would have had to alt-place and remove walls in order to mount it on the shelf, and I didn't like the way that it looked. I also think it's realistic to have stone underneath the fireplace so that the rugs or wood flooring don't catch on fire. I was trying really hard to make this a starter home, but the Horse Ranch furniture is more expensive than I realized, but I still managed to make the home relatively affordable. When it is all said and done, the home costed around 62,176 simoleons. I used this round table in the dining room and matching chairs. I would have killed for the woven rugs from the Laundry Day stuff pack, but I settled with one of the only round rugs from the base game instead. I think this little shelf with the decorative plate is an underused object, so I put it in the corner of the dining room and added a candle chandelier. Moving on to the kitchen, I'll be using the counters from Horse Ranch and this set of copper pans as a wall decoration above the stove. I'll give them a coffee maker so your Sims can keep their energy up while training the horse. They also have a little fruit bowl, some utensils, and a cookie jar. I hung up some aprons on the wall, and trust me, nothing is more annoying than getting your clothes covered in flour or grease. There's also a box of condiments, and I added a rug on the floor by the sink. Before I move upstairs to the bedrooms, I'm going to finish some of the decorating in the living room. Since we don't have a television, I used the radio from Horse Ranch. I love this radio. It reminds me of one that my grandparents used to have. I added this little console table by the staircase, and don't worry, I will swap them out with the Horse Ranch staircase. After lots of alt-placing, I was able to get all the clutter items to fit on the table. I mean, I seriously couldn't pass up using this nesting chicken in a farmhouse, and I gotta say I don't think I've ever used it before. That's a good thing about using limited packs. You get the opportunity to use stuff that you normally wouldn't. I'm moving on to the toddler's room. I wanted to use this cute llama and a bear chair so he can sit on it to eat. If you're anything like me, you lock the toddlers in their rooms and just drag a plate of food into the room, and that way they don't get lost or the parents don't get too distracted trying to pick them up all the time. You may have noticed I didn't add a high chair for it, but I rarely do because they are still kinda glitchy. I gave them the Horse Ranch barn-shaped dollhouse and place a little rubber duck inside just for funsies. The toddler also has a bookshelf and some building blocks as well as the toddler potty, which might be weird to put in the bedroom, but toddlers just take so long to walk anywhere that it's way more convenient to keep it in their room. I placed a few more decorations and toys as well as a sheep rug, and the unicorn wall decal, and that was about it for the toddler room. For the older sister's room, I gave her the Horse Ranch bunk bed and the only computer. I hid her backpack underneath the desk and never tested the computer. So if it doesn't work, that's probably why, although it should be fine. She also has a notebook for writing in and a little plant on her desk. I put up a horse competition poster to make it seem like it's her lifelong dream to compete in races or jumping competitions. As for children's activities, she has a bear to talk to, the violin and creativity table. I gave her some matching curtains, and it was time to move on to the master bedroom. For the master bedroom, I went with a light green color for the bedspread, because the wood tones matched a little better. They have a mini grandfather clock on one of the nightstands, and I put a lamp from Horse Ranch on the other side table. I'm using the smaller fireplace in here, and I was really holding back on using some of the pipe wall decorations from Get to Work inside the fake chimney. I also gave them this little vase with these little poofy white flowers that look like they'd probably make anyone's allergies throw a fit, and the tall dresser and matching green floor mirror as well as a rocking chair by the fireplace. Since we technically only need one fireplace in the house, I'm going to place the objects as close as I can without worrying about functionality. Both of the bathrooms have the same toilet and sink. The only real difference is the master bathroom doesn't have a shower. I didn't like the way any of the standalone showers looked in the master bath because they kept clipping through the windows. But that is all for the main house. Let's get into the barn. I already have our cleaning supplies for sweeping up horse poop in the corner over here. but the barn was way too small, so I ended up making it almost twice the size. I do feel like I probably should have used the medium wall height so that my Sims could ride on the horse inside the barn, but oh well. I gave them the horse trailer and all the items my horse might need, including the water trough, hay feeder, and bed. I want to be able to lock the gates for my horse when I'm not using it, so I added a fence and then rearranged the layout of my clutter. There is already a horse jump in the field next to this lot, so I gave them the racing barrels instead. To make it seem used, I layered some dirt and sand terrain paint under the area where the barrels are. I also fenced in the whole property except the front entrance, but I did add a gate by the barn so you won't have to go all the way around. I wanted to create a little barbecue area in the back, with space for a campfire, because Horse Ranch came with these cool live edge wood benches and a new campfire which we don't have in the base game. Then I'll add a picnic table from the base game for more seating and for somewhere to set the food down. I made a dirt path up to the front door, and I'm still mad that the terrain paint from the environment doesn't touch the edge of the lot, because that would make too much sense, huh, EA? Like it was so close, why didn't you make it touch the lot? It's so close to the lot and only on one side of the lot, so you kind of have to put the house on the side that the terrain paint in the environment is. It just doesn't make sense. I lined the porch with bushes and then actually tried to do some nice landscaping in the front yard. It is fall in my game, so the plants are not looking too great. I even added the little wagon gnome to the garden in the front. It's so cute. I used the low-lying pale flowers, rose bushes, the passion kiss flowers, ferns, and some tall shrubbery to give the landscaping several different heights so that it draws your eyes towards the front door. Then I lined the rest of the area with the low-lying pale flowers, and did the same in the backyard by the barbecue area. I considered giving them an outdoor wine cellar, but this house was already way over the starter home budget that I originally wanted. All that was left to do was the terrain paint under all the landscaping, and the house was finished. But that is all I have for today's speed build. We'll be getting to the tour in just a few moments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop it a like because it really helps out. I try to post a few times a week, so subscribe and hit the bell button to get a notification every time I post a new video. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you all in the next video. Dag.